Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the summary video for multiplayer game number 76. This is a game that I actually stream on 19th of April, so the game is up on my channel already, but if you actually did not see it, I invite you to watch it in 1080p, and as usual, this is a summary, so spoiler alert, this is the purpose of this video is to summarize the game, talk about what I think that I should possibly do different, and give you a clue what the game was about, how it went, so you can actually decide which parts you want to watch, or do you actually want to watch the game at all. So let's start off with my starting location. Oh no, let's start off with players. So I'm playing with Mr. Panang, who's playing Ethiopia, the Gentelmen playing Shanghai, Intel Style, if I believe correctly, playing Austria, NQ Feared is playing as the Aztecs, and NQ Shumi 16 playing as Byzantine. And I rolled Celts. And I want just to focus on this first screenshot because you see where my settler is. Now, when I'm looking at this screenshot, I'm saying like, go to the damn grassland hill and stay there forever. Do not do anything else. You see the coast? Yes, okay. You see the other coast? Yes, okay. But why would you ever want to move from such a lovely food spot to a coast when you actually have no idea we'll be able to plant good cities on coast? Do you actually have any space to plant coastal cities? Do you have any food there? I have to admit, this was the worst decision I could have possibly made in this game, looking at perspective. I should have just moved on the hill, on the mountain, and I would had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 river tiles. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grassland tiles for very good farms. Then a lot of hills and mountains, possibly 3 gems or 2 gems in my capital, and a spot on a coast to plant right on top of gems, and possibly get a Petra in a second city. Yoruus, the best. I'm like, such a good starting location. This is like a great idea how suddenly your brain goes offline and you think like, why moving to the coast is a good idea. That was not a good idea, and let me show you why. And there you go. This screenshot explains this all. I exchanged a spot with so many river tiles, with so many grassland food tiles, with 3 gems. Yes, I still got the 3 gems. But I exchanged that for a spot with wheat, fish, possibly a grassland farm, and 2 river grassland tiles. This is what I exchanged for. This was, in my opinion, the worst idea I had in this game. Really worst idea. Though at that moment it looked cool, and I do believe I snatched great life. But then I missed every crucial wonder. I missed Colossus, I missed Petra. I think I at least got Canyon Gardens, I believe correctly. But there was just struggling to fix my better idea. And on top of that, look at this coast. There's nothing. I'm like, I've got gems and I've got dice. And that's it. That's all, basically. And the good city spot is on the other side, where I cannot send a trader to my capital really quickly. I'm getting emotional at this summary. I'm really getting emotional at this summary. I have to admit, my idea about planning the capital on coast was the worst idea I made in this game. And it actually decided the outcome, I think. It really decided the outcome. I traded. a really good start for a mediocre start at best that lacks food, lacks flexibility, lacks basically everything, and very dependent on wonders, which I actually missed. So, bad idea. Bad idea, and that was felt. That was felt absolutely. That was felt absolutely. I was trying to salvage this, though probably while I'm playing, I'm not admitting to that because, well, it's cool now. I can look at this from a perspective and look like, oh, what the heck did he do actually? But while I was playing while I was playing this game, I was still thinking that was a good idea. But let's be honest, that was a really bad idea. That the idea to plan on a coast, switch such a good food capital just to be on coast, not good. Alright, so let me show you a couple of turns later what actually was happening. Okay, and here we are, turn 77. My capital is population 7. Mr. Panang's and Shumi's capital was way over 10, or I think even 15 at this moment. Killing me in food, killing me in hammers, killing me in science so badly. As you can see on this screenshot, I only had one city that could send a cargo ship to my capital. One city. So before harbors, I was only sending one cargo ship with food to my capital, and I had absolutely no food in my capital either. So I had only one fish, 2 sheep. The second sheep I actually did not work. Horse, wheat, farm, and grassland tiles. A lot of gems though, so my hammers was not that bad. The only good thing that was keeping me in this game was actually the amount of gems, faith, and the religion I got. So I was actually happy. But my land overall was a total disaster. I planted 5 cities, but chances to catch up on science was 0 to 0. Mr. Panang had Lake Victoria that he just came and took away in my face, basically. I couldn't do nothing about it because of my slow start. Not only that, he got Fountain of Youth. So he was like skyrocketing away. Then Shumi had pretty nice coastal cities with mountains. So his capital was growing like crazy, and of course really nice capital on top of that. Of course Colossus, great lighthouse, so pretty good there. So he's really good at science, though Mr. Panang was the true leader. Surprisingly, I was third at score. That's because NQ Fearless and the Gentelmen, they was kind of a fighting with Intel style. There was some crazy diplomacy around there. I think they tried to slow down Mr. Panang at some point. So diplomacy-wise, some stuff was happening on the west, but at my spot, I kind of make a double deal. Because in my opinion, I had no other choice. I was so far behind and I was so close to such strong neighbors. Mr. Panang, absolutely the leader of the game, who could just come in here and ruffle stomp me. And Shumi, who was ahead in science, had 3 coastal cities on the right side, and was killing me in hammers, food, and science. So what I did, I actually did double deal with Shumi, that we will have peace until Mr. Panang is dead, so we'll not rush frigates and so on and so forth. And with Mr. Panang, then we can have peace for 50 turns or something like that, just enough time so I can get frigates, and frigates could help me defend my capital, and especially the city in the north. So I was really hoping that frigates will allow me to defend against Mr. Panang, and then just use that diplomacy where we agreed with Shumi that I was kind of trying to double cross them, basically. So I made a deal with Shumi that until Mr. Panang is dead, we will not fight. And I was definitely trying to hold true to this deal, and I was expecting the same. So even if we would go to war versus Mr. Panang, I had a choice to kind of fake war it, make a stalemate, don't really try to push if I could. So Mr. Panang had more chances to defend against Shumi, and I could use that time to sneak in, I don't know, Diplo victory, maybe a culture victory or something like that. So that was my only chance, doing a little bit of sneaky diplomacy to sneak in a culture victory or a diplomatic victory. I had absolutely no chances at science victory or a domination victory, in my opinion. So I think I just was really thinking about culture victory. Autocracy, culture victory. This is what I was going. But, of course, plans are one thing, but the reality kicks you at some point really, really strong. I'm gonna skip a lot of turns because, to be honest, from my perspective, there was not much going on. I was just building up, echoing up on my side. There was not much doing, not much happening. I didn't go to war with anyone. I just got frigates for defense, so I didn't fight. On the other side, there was a little bit of fighting, which I didn't see, and I really don't know what happened on that side. So basically, around 100 turns, I would say. I think around 100 turns was the time that nothing really happened except me trying to develop, go like tourism, culture, and stuff like that. So let me show you what then happened. And here we are, turn 179. And as you can probably see in here, though, I'm looking not bad, I'm dying. At some point, Shumi decided, okay, it's time to try to slow Mr. Panic down, or he will just win. Now, what happens? Shumi had a lot of battleships, but Mr. Panan had attack advantage, let's say that. So he got stealth bombers really quickly. He got XCOM. So yes, we took Lalibela, and I actually had that city for some time. But my capital was near dead for a long time, and let me tell you something: it did not survive. It absolutely didn't survive. So I had a chance to get culture. Really, I had. Somehow I did manage to get the capital to right population. I had the third spot, so I cannot. Let's say that I actually did correct my initial mistake. Okay, I corrected my initial mistake with the bad capital placement, but that was not enough. I was definitely not prepared to defend against such a huge technological advantage. Stealth bombers just killed me, and Mr. Panan actually decided to just kill me first for for breaking. Well, I didn't break that deal, but for attacking him. He was really hoping for an absolute peaceful game. He didn't want to fight, so as soon as he was starting to lose the city, he wanted to concede, which was really not that great because he was winning, to be honest. He was like winning hands down. So yes, we took one city, but didn't slow him too much. Shumi was not able to take Harar at all. I lost my capital. Yes, I retook it later on, but with quite some losses. Besides losing capitals, was just dead, basically. Okay, population was none to zero. But I was trying to help out a little bit with war, with some bombers and stuff like that. So I took a little bit of focus of Shumi, who was basically desperately defending and trying to achieve scientific victory. But in all honesty, if Mr. Panang would just go straight for science victory, there is no chance to stop him. Mr. Panang was absolutely just dominated this game. He played perfectly. He had huge cities. He had Fountain of Youth. He had Lake Victoria. He had great religion. His economy was crazy good, really good game from him. He deserved this win, and nobody else tried to stop him. Only me and Shumi, all the three players that stayed in the game. Well, two players, Gentelmen and Intel Style, was just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. So maybe if all of us would try to slow him down and attack him, then maybe we could do something. but only me and Shumi, I was just decimated really quickly and I didn't count in this game at all, and Shumi was slowly dying and dying and dying and dying. Now let me just show you what actually how this ended. Okay, so here we are, the last screenshot. Turn 210. You can see Mr. Panel capital population 45. I'm dead already, and Kishumi is basically destroyed, but somehow, miraculously, they reached a point where both of them had to launch 2 space parts next turn to win. And to a surprise, great surprise of mine, Shumi actually did that first, so Shumi took away the victory. But, in my opinion, Mr. Parang could have won this game ages ago. He had the science, he had the hammers, but I don't know, maybe he was too tired, too mad, or whatever, but he definitely did not play the endgame right. He should have just built parts and take away the space victory. Nobody could slow him down, really, nobody. Nobody could have slowed him down. He would just go for the win. Did I not mention that we played without nukes? Yeah, we played without nukes, basically, so... Mr. Parang could just take in this game, but to a surprise, Shumi actually managed to win. So GG, basically, this is how this ended. So the end game is only me and Shumi fighting against Mr. Parang, trying to slow him down and eventually giving Shumi the win. But to be honest, diplomacy was a failure in this game. Intel style and the Gentelmen definitely did not help to slow Mr. Parang down, and we were really far behind, and I really think that if Mr. Parang would make correct decision and just go for the space victory right away, he would easily take this game and he would just won. So that's my opinion. Alright, so this is it for the summary. If you haven't watched the game, I invite you to watch it. Yeah, how to make bad decisions and try to correct them. I would describe this in short, basically, from my gameplay. I definitely made a lot of bad calls this game. I try to fix them, but at the end, there was just not enough. And I really didn't count in this game. I was really trying, but let's be honest, I was just not counted in this game. Maybe I had a little bit of influence, but my gameplay was just not good enough. Alright, so that being said, I invite you to watch the actual game. So, thank you very much for watching, and best wishes. Yoruus out.